You'll never need to buy bottled salad dressing again because making it at home is easy, delicious, and much better for your health. Hi everyone, I'm Tracy. Whenever I need to prepare several different salads, I simply take out my homemade dressing bottles, pour them over, and toss everything together. It's quick and convenient, tastes wonderful, and lets me adjust the flavor exactly to suit my family's preferences. That's why today, let's head into the kitchen together and make 6 rich and flavorful salad dressings, each with its own unique taste and suited to different types of salads. Especially recipes number 2 and number 5, which have true 5-star restaurant-style flavor and are absolutely worth trying. Let's start with the mustard balsamic vinaigrette. To make this dressing, the first essential ingredient is balsamic vinegar. You can use a regular, easy-to-find type from the supermarket. Pour about 60 grams of balsamic vinegar into a bowl. Next, add 20 grams of honey to soften the sharp acidity of the vinegar and bring a gentle sweetness to the dressing. Then add 20 grams of grainy mustard. This not only deepens the flavor of the dressing, but also helps create a thicker, more cohesive texture. Now, prepare 1 shallot and finely chop it before adding it to the mixture. Next comes the garlic. Prepare about 2 cloves of garlic, lightly crush them, then mince them finely. The garlic and shallot will give the dressing its signature aroma and a richer flavor. Continue by adding 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper to bring a mild warmth. Once all the ingredients are in the bowl, use a whisk to give everything a good mix. Finally, to finish this dressing, prepare about 210 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil. Slowly pour it into the bowl while whisking continuously. As you whisk, the oil and vinegar will combine to form an emulsion, creating a smooth, cohesive dressing without the oil separating. After all the oil has been added, continue whisking a few more times to fully combine everything. You now have a finished mustard balsamic dressing with beautifully balanced flavor. You'll taste the bright acidity of the vinegar, the gentle sweetness of the honey, and the rich, rounded mouthfeel from the olive oil. The texture is just right, not too thin and not too thick, allowing it to coat salad leaves evenly without weighing them down. This dressing pairs especially well with tender greens such as arugula or spring mix. It clings beautifully to those delicate leaves, enhancing their flavor and making the combination truly perfect. The next dressing brings a bolder flavor, with a classic restaurant-style taste and a distinctly Italian character. First, prepare a tall container and add 30 milliliters of wine vinegar and 50 milliliters of white vinegar. Then add 20 grams of white sugar and 5 grams of salt to balance the flavor and acidity. Next, add about 1 tablespoon of grainy mustard to highlight the flavor of the dressing. Then add 1 clove of garlic and a few pieces of bell pepper. You can also add a few dried seasonings such as oregano, basil, chili powder, coriander powder, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper to create that familiar Italian restaurant flavor. Finally, add half a shallot that has been finely chopped, then begin blending. I use an immersion blender and blend the ingredients until everything is completely smooth and fully combined. Once the base ingredients are well mixed, add about 250 milliliters of cooking oil and continue adding it slowly to create a stable emulsion. Keep blending until the mixture comes together smoothly. The result is a thick, rich dressing with a distinctive, tangy, and spicy flavor. The texture is dense, with a strong, bright acidity. The flavor strongly reminds you of classic Italian restaurant salads, especially the kind you might recognize from places like Olive Garden. Because this dressing has such a bold flavor, it pairs best with crisp, sturdy greens. Romaine lettuce or little gem lettuce are perfect choices, as they can handle the weight and acidity of the dressing without wilting. Tossed with crunchy lettuce, this Italian-style dressing delivers a delicious restaurant-quality salad experience right at home. After the bold, tangy, and slightly spicy flavor of the Italian dressing, we move on to the Caesar dressing, which is famous for its creamy texture and rich, savory taste. Traditional Caesar dressing is made with 1 raw egg to create freshness and richness, along with 1 clove of garlic that has been thinly sliced. Next comes 50 grams of fresh lemon juice, 10 grams of water, and 45 grams of grated Parmesan cheese. To deepen the flavor even more, I add 50 grams of canned anchovies. However, before adding them, you need to rinse them under water to reduce excess oil and salt. Then add them to the mixture. Now begin blending. And slowly pour in 250 milliliters of cooking oil while blending until everything is fully combined. Once blended, the result is a smooth, thick dressing that is savory and packed with umami flavor. Jokingly speaking, it's a bit like the taste of junk food, extremely delicious and very hard to resist. Because this dressing is very rich and heavy, not every type of lettuce can handle it. Lighter greens tend to become limp under their own weight. Romaine lettuce, little gem lettuce, or raw kale are perfect choices, with crisp ribs and sturdy leaves that hold their shape. When paired with the right greens, Caesar dressing coats each leaf evenly without making the salad soggy. The result is a bold, flavorful salad that feels filling and satisfying, perfect for times when you want something hearty and full of flavor rather than light and delicate. Next comes recipe number 4, this Asian-style peanut ginger dressing, which is rich, fresh, and incredibly versatile. First, prepare a piece of ginger, finely grate it, and place it into a blending cup. Do the same with about 1 clove of garlic. Next, add about 90 milliliters of rice vinegar to bring a gentle acidity, 90 milliliters of soy sauce for deep, savory flavor, 50 grams of sugar to balance everything out, and 30 grams of sriracha to add just enough heat to wake up the flavors without overpowering them. Add 45 grams of sesame oil for its signature richness. The key ingredient in this recipe is smooth peanut butter. Add about 110 grams. It provides most of the fat and acts as a natural emulsifier, which means there's no need to add extra oil like in the previous recipes. Now use an immersion blender and begin blending all the ingredients until they come together into a smooth, thick sauce with a rich, satisfying texture. This dressing is especially delicious when used with shredded cabbage, carrots, and fresh herbs like cilantro. It also pairs wonderfully with grilled chicken, turning a simple salad into a hearty, well-balanced meal. The bold flavors coat every bite, making the salad incredibly appealing and deeply satisfying. Next is a dressing that's very refreshing and quite addictive, and that is passion fruit dressing. This dressing has a well-balanced sweet and tangy flavor, a natural aroma, and is especially well-suited for fruit salads or light green salads commonly served at well-known restaurants. First, prepare about 3 ripe passion fruits. Cut them in half. And scoop the pulp into a bowl. If you don't like too many seeds, you can strain some of them out through a sieve, keeping the thick, smooth juice. Next, add 30 milliliters of honey to create a gentle, natural sweetness. Then add 50 milliliters of sweetened condensed milk to enhance the flavor, along with 50 grams of heavy cream. After that, add 100 grams of mayonnaise to give the dressing a rich, creamy taste. Use a blender and blend until the oil and passion fruit mixture come together. Then slowly add 100 milliliters of melted unsalted butter while continuing to blend until the dressing becomes lightly thick, smooth, and does not separate. This passion fruit dressing has a fresh, sweet, and tangy taste and works beautifully with fruit salads. The combination of refreshing fruits like apples, mangoes, and dragon fruit with the bright aroma of passion fruit is truly perfect. In addition, you can also use it with tender lettuce, arugula, or drizzle it lightly over salads with pan-seared chicken. The flavor is gentle, easy to enjoy, and makes any salad much more appealing. Finally, we come to a dressing made with fresh ingredients. This homemade ranch dressing is lighter in richness and more balanced in flavor than any bottled version. This recipe is a bit special, so I use 1 egg yolk. Next, add half a shallot, finely chopped, along with 1 clove of garlic, also finely chopped, 15 milliliters of fresh lemon juice, and 5 grams of salt. Then add 60 milliliters of buttermilk and 60 grams of sour cream to create the signature creamy, lightly tangy base of ranch dressing. Use an immersion blender to blend everything until smooth. Once all the ingredients are well combined, slowly add 250 milliliters of cooking oil while blending until the dressing becomes smooth, thick, and nicely balanced. The flavor is more mature and harmonious than store-bought ranch, with a freshness that makes a clear difference. Because this salad dressing has a certain thickness, it pairs best with sturdy greens. Little gem lettuce or romaine lettuce are ideal choices, as they hold their crispness and freshness well. When serving, you can add crispy breadcrumbs or fried panko crumbs, pickled red onions, and a few fresh herbs such as parsley, dill, or chives. The result is a simple yet incredibly delicious salad that is fresh, balanced, and thoughtfully prepared. And that wraps up today's video. With just a few simple ingredients, you can make fresh, flavorful salad dressings right at home, tailored exactly to your taste and much better for your health. Which dressing did you like the most? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, Please give it a like, share it with friends or family, and don't forget to subscribe for more easy, practical kitchen ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.